Hello there everyone, welcome back to Ants Authority. Today we will discuss about the topic why ants can't walk on fishing line. In this video, we will discuss about this topic in detail, so let's start the video. Ants cannot walk on fishing line because it has a slippery texture and is thin in size, which does not support their feet. It can be used to deter ants from reaching a bird feeder by hanging the feeder in the air. It is better to use a fishing line for keeping insects away from hummingbird feeders because these creatures have tiny feet that cannot climb slippery surfaces. Ants have sticky feet due to the presence of pretarsal adhesion pads and hair, allowing them to maintain a stable position on smooth surfaces. They can climb rough surfaces such as tree trunks, glass tanks, plastic bowls, and even vertical walls when moving to reach the upper floors of a house. However, it becomes difficult for these tiny creatures to maintain balance on slippery surfaces like a fishing line having a smooth surface. A slime fishing line is chemically treated and coated with a smooth material, making it super slippery and having high knot strength with a slower fading of color. Its slippery texture does not allow these insects to walk on and creates difficulty in reaching higher on the top when these insects detect a hanging food source in the air. Moreover, its size is so thin that it seems perfect for fishing and stopping insects from climbing because their tiny feet need some support for a balanced walk. Its size starts from 0.1 mm and reaches around 3 mm depending on the weight limit, but its average weight is around 3 to 5 mm. Accordingly, they cannot climb a fishing line due to its smaller diameter and fall back to the ground if they attempt to do so. Furthermore, their edges become sharp over time due to rusting, posing a risk of cuts on their tiny bodies when they try to walk on them, so it can keep ants away from their favorite food source. It is challenging for ants to walk on a slippery surface of the fishing line because their tiny feet cannot support climbing even if they have adhesion pads. However, it does not mean these insects accept failure without trying to walk on it. They have the courage to make an effort even if there is less possibility of success. Accordingly, these insects try to climb higher, mainly when their motivation is the food source hanging in the air. Most probably, they do not get success and fall after walking only a few millimeters distances due to their bigger body size in comparison to the smaller diameter of the fishing line. Smaller insects with 1 to 2 millimeter body length can reach higher and reach the food source, but it rarely happens due to its thin size and slippery texture. A fishing line can be used to deter ants from bird feeders by hanging the feeder at a distance from the ground. It helps keep nuisance pests away from food as these insects can contaminate food. Bird feeder contains seeds, fruits and other grains that are also desirable for ants and draws them inside to eat the nutritious food. Therefore, keeping a bird feeder away from their excess is better. You can hang a hummingbird feeder to a tree branch using a fishing line, as these tiny insects can easily climb a tree trunk, but their efforts get wasted when they reach a fishing line. Moreover, some people hang the feeder with a metallic pole, providing a suitable surface for these tiny insects to climb and crawl upward. But the feeders are usually hung with a fishing line. It can work well if the water modes are not working. Keep these insects away from a feeder because these insects can float on water and get closer to the feeders. In addition, it is an excellent alternative to coating the poles with a slippery material or a lubricant, as it can help prevent insects without posing any safety issues for birds. Choosing a suitable fishing line is essential when you plan to hang a bird feeder with a tree trunk. You have to consider its length according to the height of tree branches and the road because the bird feeder has to be at an appropriate height from the ground. A small pole height from the ground cannot help deter ants because they can climb a small distance. Ideally, the distance needs to be around 5 to 6 feet for better control. It means you can use a fishing line of almost 0.7 to 1.5 feet to hang the feeder from a pole to keep it at a height of at least 4 to 5 feet, which is enough to avoid insects. Thanks for watching the video.